Hey guys, welcome to Manifesting Better. I'm back with another video and another topic that needs to be addressed. I also have an Instagram account, the link for that is in the description box below. Coaching is also available, the link for that too is in the description box below. What a healthy relationship looks like. Hey guys, hope you all are well. And this video is the need of the hour. In my experience, because I have been coaching for a long time, one thing I have seen with people is very predominantly is that people get into the relationships that they want, they manifest their SP, or they are at the verge of receiving some movement, or they do end up receiving a lot of movement, but they just don't know how to maintain a relationship. They just don't know what a healthy relationship looks like in the first place, because this is a topic no one taught us in school, and this is a topic that in the manifestation community too, it's not so talked about. But all of my clients know that I have them work on the concept of a healthy relationship in detail, because until and unless you know what a healthy relationship is, you are not going to be able to get into it sustainably. Of course, it depends on where that person is coming from. So for some people, doing self-concept work primarily is going to be important. For some people, focusing on healthy relationships part is going to be important. For someone, doing specific affirmations is going to be important. And that's why you need to actually distinguish between who to give what tasks to. Because let's say I got a client, I had a session with someone who just told me that, hey, I want this person in my life, but I just forget to affirm. And it's not because I'm not obsessed or I'm afraid. It's just that that's not an important topic for me. But I want a relationship, but I forget to affirm. For that person, I would actually suggest more affirmations on a specific level. But for someone who says, hey, I spend a lot of my day thinking about my SP, I would always suggest first working on their self concept. So it has to be a distinguished level, but this is one topic that eventually at one point in your journey of manifesting a relationship, love, you will have to cater to. So let's get into it. In this video, I will be talking about what a healthy relationship looks like. Now, of course, in one video, it's not going to be possible for me to cover this fully in detail. So I will be explaining as much as I can. There are going to be some aspects to this which might not be for you. So great, good for you. Just understand that at some point you need to be able to distinguish for what a healthy relationship looks like. Because the worst thing that you can do for yourself is receive the manifestation of the SP, of the relationship, and then lose it later. Because once that happens, your belief in yourself goes down. Now, whenever you get into a healthy relationship, the first thing that is important to look at is having some negotiables and non-negotiables. So for example, I am in a relationship with someone, and for me, just as an example, a non-negotiable is someone who works out, because I want that when I get together with someone that they take care of their body. Great. Without that being the case, I will not get into a relationship with that person, or that person will have to actually change that thing about themselves in order for them to be in a relationship with me. Second thing that is a non-negotiable for me in relationships is someone I don't like when someone doesn't take care of themselves. So anytime I would ever get into a relationship with someone, it would have to be someone who takes care of themselves. Because how can I expect the other person to not take care of themselves and be in a loving relationship with me? I take care of myself regularly, hence I expect the same for that person, because I love them and I want them to take care of themselves. I want them to eat right. I want them to take care of their mental health. I want them to drink water. All these things, not because it matters to me on in what direction do they look and things like that, but because it matters to me that they're healthy. If I'm wanting to build a future with this person, it would be great if me and them both give ourselves the best chance to be healthy. Things like that. So the first thing that you should understand is you should have some non-negotiables for yourself. And then comes the negotiables. So for example, I don't care what that person does for a living. So that is not a thing that I'm worried about. Neither is something that I'm stuck on. So even if that person takes a different route or wants to work on their dreams or has different ways of looking at life, completely fine. I don't care what religion that person follows. These are negotiables for me, which means these are things that I would prefer being my way, but if they are not, I'm fine. I'm okay to compromise on that. So in a healthy relationship, both partners will have some non-negotiables and some negotiables. That is going to be very important. The second thing that is going to be a part of a healthy relationship is going to be trust. Now, trust in what? First, trust in my ability to know that I love myself enough, that I have chosen a partner for me in my life right now that I know will take care of my mental health, will take care of my mental health in a way which means that they will nurture me and allow me to nurture them. So I have the trust in my ability to trust that I chose the correct partner for me. Then comes the second topic, commitment. For me, if I'm in a relationship with someone and I want it to last, I would not do it without commitment. Just having a relationship, I need to be committed towards the relationship in a way where we both are committed towards each other. And for me, that's a part of a healthy relationship. If you are in a different kind of dynamic with someone, great. That in itself is a commitment. So let's say I'm in a friends with benefit situation with someone and that's all I want, that's my commitment. So I know exactly what is going on. In a relationship, it's great if things are not just left out in the open. It would be amazing if you just clear what is actually going on so that you can act accordingly. The third thing is boundaries. In a healthy relationships, boundaries is always, I think this was the fourth thing, but boundaries is always going to be a part of the equation. You need to have healthy, strict boundaries for what you stand for what you will accept and what you will not accept. For example, I will just not accept my partner screaming at me. Neither will she accept me screaming at her. This is a big no in any fight and whatever we will have. Screaming at each other is not going to be the solution. As simple as that. And my boundary is strict with that. Similarly, you can have what boundaries you feel that you want to have in your relationship. Just make sure that these are boundaries that you truly want, not boundaries that are coming out of insecurity. So if, for example, my girl will come and tell me that, hey, I never want you to go out with your friends and I never want you to post pictures on social media, that wouldn't be boundaries that she wants. That would be her insecurity that she's projecting onto me. So good distinction between what is a boundary and what is an insecurity is going to be amazing for you. Then comes to worth, which means I will have my own self-worth in my relationships and it will not be dependent on my partner, which means that my partner being a certain way with me will amplify my life, but that will not just be my whole life. My whole worth is not just dependent because I'm someone's boyfriend. I need to have my worth outside of the relationship, and similarly, so does my partner. The next thing, separate lives. In a healthy relationship, you will have a life outside of your partner. That does not mean that your partner cannot be a big chunk or a very important part of your life. It just means that eventually you will have a life outside of your partner, because a relationship, like I said, is just a part of your life. It's not your whole life. It's not something that you just is the only thing that you have. No, you have a life outside of it. Which brings me to the next point. It's always good to have friends, which means my friends can be your friends can be my friends. We will of course have mutual friends, but of course there will be some days where I will just want to be with my own personal friends and you would just want to be with your own personal friends. That's nothing wrong, and it's not very important to spend all days, 7 days of the week with yourself. There, of course, you will want to have time that you would want to spend with your friends, and there is nothing essentially wrong with it. So in a healthy relationship, that is always going to be a part of that. The next thing, space and attention. What that means is that in a healthy relationship, at some point of time, your partner might want some space. Now, by space, I don't mean a break. By space, I mean they maybe just want to sit down and read a book by themselves, or they maybe just want to go out on a hike alone. There is nothing wrong with that. And them wanting space does not mean that they are rejecting you. Them maybe wanting space in that small amount of time can mean that they are honoring themselves, which means that they are honoring their own ability to be able to be in a position where they can fulfill themselves, and that can be a part of their life outside of you. And you need to respect that. Similarly, if you need your space to do some things that you just like to doing alone. For me, I always love working out alone. I don't like when I work out with people. So even if my partner would want to be there with me, let's say we go to the gym together, I would still have my headphones on and would be working out alone, because that's my zone and that's my personal space. But that does not mean that I will not be attentive and I will not give attention to my partner on the days when I am with them. So when I am in my personal space, I am in my personal space. But when I'm sitting down with them, having dinner with them, or talking on call with them, or we are having a video chat, or we are watching a movie together, my focus is on them. Similarly, their focus is on me. That's a part of a healthy relationship, because when I am with that person, that time is blocked out for them, which means that at that time they are my priority. That does not mean on other days they are not a priority in my life. It just means that in that moment, that's the topmost priority for me, which means to spend quality time together. Another part of a healthy relationship would be having healthy arguments. Now, this is a very big myth that people have, that, oh, I will never have any arguments with my wife or my spouse or my husband or whatever it is. And if someone says that, oh no, we had an argument, oh, that means that your relationship is going wrong. Absolutely not. Having arguments does not mean that your relationship is going wrong. Your ability to deal with these arguments and your ability to be able to talk with each other in a way where you can fix these arguments without turning on each other is going to amplify and going to secure your bond. So the part of a relationship which includes fights is not a bad part, because that means that you are two different individuals who grew up in two different homes with two different backgrounds. And of course, there are some things that you will disagree on. And of course, there are some things that you will not like when the other person does it. And of course, you will have some small arguments. It's your ability to resolve that will matter, not the arguments in themselves. I would really love to know what a healthy relationship looks like to you. And I would really urge you to make a list of what a healthy relationship is to you, because I don't want that you receive what you want just to lose it a few days later because you did not know how to handle it. So leave down in the comments below what you think is a healthy relationship for you, and I will see you guys in the next video. Click the like button if you liked the video. Subscribe and turn the notifications on for more such content. Comment down your video suggestions and I will see you guys in the next one.